A couple of gloomy days with a cloud cover around. That's all thanks to that tropical trough that's been hanging out in the Gulf, overspreading the cloud cover here, but not a ton of rain across the area. If you had rain this weekend, certainly we're on the luckier side when most of us were dealing with the cloud cover. 81, that's the result of all the cloud cover, at least a little bit cooler. Dew point sitting at 79, not any less humid as that tropical air mass still hanging around. Yellow flags across the board, wind out of the southeast at 10 miles an hour now, and the UV index for tomorrow, how about that, 11.4, so the sunshine will return. That also means the heat is going to be cranking up. Pollen count in the moderate category tomorrow as well at 4.3. Air quality today was on the good side, and there you can see that cyclonic spin working across the panhandle here. It's really associated with that trough all the way to the south, and for areas like Bay County, Calhoun County, portions of Gulf, Liberty, Jackson that missed out on some of the rain today. Note the wind out of the south and east with that prevailing motion. That's going to allow for some pop-ups overnight tonight and into the early morning hours tomorrow. So if you haven't had rain just yet, you certainly still have a chance at it through the rest of today and as we go through the day tomorrow, because that trough is still going to be across our area, but we're going to be on the eastern side of it as it slides further off to the north and west. So we'll have a decent chance at some shower and thunderstorm coverage mostly in the afternoon tomorrow. On the western side of the panhandle, it may actually be in the morning hours. And then look at that on Wednesday, the pretty typical summertime type of pattern and summertime type of day. Still not all that bad as far as temperatures go, only into the lower 90s. But there's that trough axis lifting off to the north. There's the tropical trough axis sliding off to the west. We're going to clear out. You're going to see anti-cyclonic spin taking over. That is clockwise flow. And with that, temperatures 95, 96 in the afternoon hours. And by the weekend, could be cranking up some heat even more. And then behind me, you're going to notice a big old blob back there. That is Aaron approaching the U.S. mainland. We'll talk more about that as we go into our tropics, and they are quite busy. Back into the eastern Pacific and central Pacific, there's Hawaii. Henriette came back to life, now category 1. Ivo now down just to a remnant low. Remember the two waves we were tracking last week, neither one of those are going to develop, and Aaron is way out here. You got to go to the far eastern Atlantic. It's moving off to the west at 21 miles an hour. It's got a very conducive environment ahead of it, so it's going to become this year's first hurricane and will likely become this year's first major hurricane. It is well over 12 days away, so we're going to be watching this for quite a while. And the good news out of this is that it is likely going to catch a ridge breakdown. So the trough that's been off the eastern seaboard for quite some time is going to stay in place, and with that, this should curve out back to sea. I think it's likely that this shoots the gap between Bermuda and the U.S. mainland, so unlikely to be a threat for anybody in the U.S., but certainly worth the watch as it is still a long way out from any kind of impacts. Rip currents, wave heights increasing on the eastern seaboard for the Gulf. Really no threat at all.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Ross.